How Basketball Saved My Life is sponsored by the Hall at the Rail House, Norman's premier event space in the heart of downtown. Weddings, receptions, corporate events, luncheons, banquets, proms, parties, and more. If you're looking for a place to celebrate life, we hope you'll choose the Hall at the Rail House, located in downtown Norman. This episode is brought to you by Chris Express Drugs, located in South OKC. For all your sports medicine needs, call 405-735-3950. Again, that's 405-735-3950. They are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and closed on Sundays. This episode is also brought to you by Emmy Labs. First, they partner with the State Department of Health to bring you free COVID-19 tests, and now they have partnered with the State Department of Health to bring you free COVID vaccine tests. So, make your appointment today at www.emmylabs.com.
This episode is brought to you by Chris Express Drugs, located in South OKC. For your sports medicine needs, call 405-735-3950.
This episode is also brought to you by Emmy Labs. They have partnered with the State Department of Health in Oklahoma to bring you free COVID-19 tests. Now they are also bringing you free COVID vaccines. So go to www.emmylabs.com to find a testing location near you. That's a major move.
Get your shots.
Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of How Basketball Saved My Life. I'm your host, the Easy Button.
And your boy, Twan the Don.
And we have a very special guest in here for y'all today. She is no newbie to being interviewed. Sheridan Ramsey, how are you today? All right.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so I'm excited to drill you right now because my baby girl, she's 4 years old. She has all the energy in the world, and she even acts like she knows how to move. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking up Bart Connor and all that, trying to get her into that. So here you come, you know, Josh is like, hey, you need to get my girl on. I'm like, bet. So here you are. So you're going to have to educate us, okay? Where are you from for the people that don't know?
I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Down the street.
Yes.
They ain't got no gymnast in Tulsa.
Me?
Nah. She's like, you're right. It's me. I'm it. So how early do you have to start to be a gymnast?
Well, I started when I was 6 years old.
I got time.
I was a little old for gymnasts. But,
Oh, for real?
I mean, not terribly old, but I was definitely older than most of my teammates.
The 6-year-olds are too old to start gym, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, what age would you say would be a good starting point?
So a lot of my teammates and like around average, they start at 3, 4.
What?
Yeah.
You're late, buddy.
Oh my God. Yo, some kids are still in diapers.
Yeah.
Not the girls, the boys. Not the girls. That's crazy. 3? Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing at 3 years old as a gymnast?
I think it's just like about getting used to the equipment and like just getting used to the structure of how it works and stuff. So like the discipline aspect of it. So.
No touching.
Don't tumble that way.
No, that is a cartwheel. That is not a flip. Like what? I'm being funny, but like I really can't fathom what a 3-year-old is doing, other than no, that's hot,
It's pretty crazy. Like I've coached some of the kids, and it's like
okay, so I can recruit you. Thank you.
Playing around, it's just like
it's fun.
Around. Yeah, they're just having a good time, like running, jumping, flipping, just doing what kids do.
But not knowing that they're building a skill.
Exactly.
Now that's the best way to build a skill, not knowing that you're doing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dope. So all right, so you started at 6 years old. Mm-hmm. Was it like all she wrote after that, or did you try other things? Did you take any breaks in between, or you just went straight through? How old are you now?
I'm 18.
So you went from 6 to 18 nonstop.
So I did gymnastics and basketball at the beginning when I started because my dad,
no pairing.
Yeah, he really wanted me to do basketball and I was just not having it. I was shorter than everybody. So
you don't say.
It just didn't work out. I would get really frustrated. I had to run a lot. I didn't really like that.
Nuh-uh.
So he was like, okay, well, I'm not about to keep paying for you to do gymnastics and basketball, so you need to pick one. I said, I'm doing gymnastics, and the rest is history. So.
Hey.
So what age did you make that choice?
Probably about 8 or 9. So I did gymnastics and basketball for a couple years, and then he was like, no, we're not, no.
So no softball, no volleyball, none of that, just straight hoops, gymnastics, and then you cut it all from there.
Yes, my cousins, they went to like school for volleyball, and my sister went to school for basketball, so I dibbled and dabbled. I just didn't really like it, so there wasn't really.
So they must be taller than you.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's cool. So would you say then that you found your niche?
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. Like everybody had their thing in my family. I have a big family, so everybody kind of had their thing, and gymnastics was my thing.
So are you the only gymnast?
Yes.
Nah, that's fire. Y'all, none of y'all can get up on this bar and twist and turn like I can.
You can't do this flip like I can.
Dang, that's pretty dope. So then you put down basketball. What did you have to do at that point to be like, okay, if I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, like what does that look like?
Well, I mean, at the beginning, I've always been a super competitive person. So I liked winning in gymnastics, and I liked winning, and I wasn't really doing that in basketball, because basketball is kind of a team sport.
Right.
You kind of have to depend on other people to
Right.
make your dreams happen, and it's like in gymnastics, you have yourself, and it's very like you can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you can make what you're trying to do happen. So I fell in love with that, and after that, I just kept on trying to get that, like, I itched for that winning and all that, so, yeah.
That's dope. I mean, that's the same thing with tennis. It's all on you.
Yes.
And I was talking to one of my friends, and I think her daughter does gymnastics. Yep, her daughter is a gymnast. And someone said, that's got to be pretty hard on your daughter because they're always trying to live to be perfect. Do you hear that a lot?
Yes. I fell in love with it, though.
Yeah.
I love being, like, I'm very meticulous with what I do.
Right.
Very structured, like, very calculated. So it just...
So you're low-key a psychopath. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm precise.
But
She
yeah.
wants to say yes.
You was like, yes. I'm not going to edit that. Don't worry.
But yeah, I like winning. I like being perfect in gymnastics. That's the goal.
Right, because if you don't, I mean, I don't know the scoring system, right? But like, can you win without a perfect score? It's possible, right?
Yeah, it's like the highest score wins. So the highest score closest to 10 wins.
Right.
So.
Now, how often have you gotten a perfect score?
I've
Don't be
gotten
modest.
one.
That's it?
Yes, when I was little, I got it on bars, which is like, I like to say my least favorite event.
What?
And so it was really big, and my mom and my dad weren't there.
They weren't there.
Yes,
Ooh.
so my teammates' parents, I call them, and they're like, your daughter just scored a perfect 10. And my mom, she's driving from the city to Tulsa, and like, and she's crying, and like, when I get there,
Oh my God, I'm not there.
just like that. So yeah, that was a big thing, big day for us. So.
How old were you then?
So probably 9 or 10.
Wow.
So that was right after you put down everything else.
Yeah.
So see, normally that's what happens, right? Like, you make a big decision, then that decision is affirmed by something like perfect 10s.
Yes.
And then you spend the rest of your life chasing that
yeah.
10. And sounds like you haven't gotten it, but to be at OU, show them that sweatshirt. To be at OU, you must have gotten close to it enough times to get to OU. So we're going to get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so I guess then, like you said, you got to be real meticulous. And I guess my question was, what did you do different from the time you put down the basketball? Like if you were working out, I don't know, twice a week, did you up it to 4? You know, those types of things to turn the intensity up.
I think I kind of had like a natural talent. Like I didn't really know what I was doing at all, but my coach, he kind of took that in and talked to my mom and was like, this girl, like she has talent. We want to put her on team. So from moving from recreation to team, it was like a completely different commitment. So I went from going in 1 time a week just playing around, then I was going in 3 times a week for 3 hours. So it was
Each.
like, yeah. So it was, like, it was a different type of thing, and like all the girls had already been experiencing that, so I kind of matured a little bit faster. So I kind of got put into that, and it just helped me out, I feel like. So.
Right. How much travel is involved?
So it really depends on which club gym you go to. My gym was kind of smaller. We didn't really travel a whole lot till my junior year. And we went to Vegas, we went to Denver, we went to Texas, a lot of different places, but we kind of stayed inside of our region just because those were the girls that I'd be competing against before nationals and everything. So yeah, we kind of stayed down south. We didn't really go too far. Vegas was kind of fun, but
Yeah.
we didn't really go.
I still ain't been.
Yeah.
I still ain't been. That's got to change.
So as a gymnast, do you have to have multiple events, or do you just get to pick a certain event and then work on it?
Like track and field.
So in club gymnastics, you train all 4 events. It's like you're a all-around gymnast. And then when you get to college, they kind of pick your best things, like the best things that you're good at, and then you make lineup, and that's what you can do.
So are you doing what you feel is your best event at OU?
Ooh.
I injured myself this year, so I was out the whole year. So I mean, I feel like if I did compete, I would be doing what I am the best at, just because those were our weakest events, and it was like really hard for me because I was like, I would be contributing right there, and yeah, so I feel like I definitely would be in that.
So right now they still gotta pick what event they want you to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I cannot wait to see it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm wondering, just, you said their weakest events. So you're basically like, at that point, don't put me at what I'm good at if we're strong there. Put me at whatever we're weak at, so I can turn y'all up. See, I fool with that, bro. Like, I almost dropped the F-bomb. Like, like, yo, that's tight. Like, your competitor drive, it's like, y'all need me there? Bet, put me there. Like, that's dope.
So on your club team, did you get accolades for all 4 events growing up?
Yes. So, well, 3 out of the 4 events. My kind of struggle suit was more of the graceful events, more of the events that you had to like
land softly.
You know, like do soft and so yeah, exactly.
What exactly are those events?
Beam and bars. Those were the 2 that were like you have to.
You got a perfect 10 on bars.
It's just like a completely different thing. Like vault, you run, I can do that. I got a lot of legs. I got leg power. Floor, I can tumble pretty big. Like it was just those 2 events I had to learn how to adjust to them, and yeah.
So it was a little bit of adversity.
Yes.
So you train for 3 hours. How long? Just your event, right? So you practice for 3 hours. How long would you say your event lasts when you actually, it's your turn to go?
Probably, okay, the longest event is 1:30.
Right.
So you're looking at between 10 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute, and 1:30. That's kind of all 4 of the events, kind of how they play.
And you practice 3 hours.
Yes.
Yo.
I know.
The only event I know, or I think I know, is the freestyle event.
And is that the long
Is that
one?
really an event?
What is that?
I guess they do like the flips, the tumble. They got
Yes,
the
that's
routine.
floor.
Floor, okay.
Yes.
I thought it was just freestyle.
Hey, I knew that's freestyle.
So, are you good at that?
Yes.
That's your joint.
Yes.
And how, that's the 1:21?
Yes, that's what I love. That's what I do.
Okay, I like that.
He just did his homework. He really don't know. No, I just
Hey,
playing.
when I come across ESPN, I'll be like, okay.
Ain't no cap. Whatever we scrolling, you gotta pull back and go back to that channel, bro. I'll be like, how are you flipping 50 times?
Man, you just boingy. I ain't that bouncy.
How much bounce you get off that floor, for real?
It's pretty springy, but you can definitely tell like which floor has more springs, like, or like if your body feels a little bit like dead. That's what we say, dead. So you can definitely feel the floor some more days other than other ones. So,
Right.
yeah.
Nah, that's fire. All right, let me backtrack. So you get to middle school, you've already picked, right? When did you realize, like, okay, I'm actually pretty good at this. I'm thinking about taking it to college. When'd you get there?
I feel like in my head, I think it was right after the 2012 Olympics. I kind of felt like I want to go to the Olympics. That's what I want to do. Like, I'll get to level 10 by the age of 13, which is like the highest level. So I get there.
By the way, state champ, level 7, level 8, level 9, level 10. I feel like this is a Miami Heat thing. Not 1, not 2. That's fire. Keep going.
But I was gonna get to level 10 by the age of 13. So
Right.
I was like, okay, like I really want to train for the Olympics and I want to do that. But my gym wasn't really, like I was the first at my gym to kind of be at that level. So it wasn't in my path to kind of do that in order
So
to do
basically, they didn't know how to get you there.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
So there's politics in that too.
So if I wanted to do that, I'd probably have to move gyms and like kind of just completely change my path and everything.
So did that have anything to do with maybe how they market you? Like maybe they didn't get the looks you should have got, or maybe not get your film to the people who should have got to, or was it just?
I'm trying to understand because it ain't no gymnastics in school, right?
Yes.
And so,
So this is like AU club type stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think because my gym was so young, and we opened 2008, so I was like.
and you joined
So y'all fresh.
2008
Yes.
in a month.
Yes. Yes. So
Fresh.
yes.
Okay.
So I was kind of the first one. So it was kind of like my coaches didn't really know. Not to say they know, but everything that I did, it was like the first time, the
Right.
first level that we had. So
Yo,
it was
you're a
just-
legend for real. That's what you're saying. You don't even know it. Like you probably in the rafters, jersey hung up, retired.
But yeah, so it was just like I kind of had to think and like, do I really want to go to the Olympics? Do I really want to drop out of school? Because that's what we're looking at. Like we're looking at going homeschool, moving to Texas, doing 30 to 35 hours, like.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, do I really want to do that?
Per week?
Yes. Yes.
That's a full-time job.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, is that really what I want to do, or do I want to go to college? And so I kind of had a little bit of trouble deciphering what I wanted to do.
So that means if you choose to go to college, you're most likely not going to the Olympics.
Yes, correct.
What?
Correct.
So college can't help you get to the Olympics.
No, not in most cases, just because you peak in gymnastics at the age of 16. So that,
No way.
yes. So if you wanted to go to the Olympics, because some of my teammates tried out for the Olympics, were alternates to the Olympics, then they came to college after that. So I don't know, Reagan Smith, she was an alternate to the Olympics, and when she was 16, and then she came to college, and now she's doing what she does at college, so it's kind of different.
So like even if you're dope in college, they still won't give you a chance.
It kind of depends on how like experienced you are, and like your body, and like it's just a lot. Your body goes through a lot of changes when you get older, and like if you want to do the skills that they're doing, you have to start that at a young age.
I feel like gymnastics is like dog years, bro. It's like you got to do everything ASAP.
Yes.
Because like basketball, we're basketball guys, obviously. But basketball, your prime is usually in your late 20s, you know, mid-late 20s. And so you can go to college and go to the Olympics after.
Yes.
So it's rather interesting to
Yes.
hear that it
And-
has to happen in high school.
Yes, and in men's gymnastics, it's kind of different. You go to college and then you go to the Olympics.
Because of how their body matures.
Yes.
Oh, snap.
So like, I think she went to UCLA. She was really good. And so, like, would she still have a chance to go type?
It depends on if she was an elite already. So elite is what they do in like that's Olympic level gymnastics.
Okay.
So if she was an elite and she was still training those skills and didn't take any breaks off of those skills or anything, yes, she could still go. But it'd be tough, like just training for that when your body is like going through all these things and like I don't know, it kind of stunts your growth a little
So
bit.
if you become elite really early, then it's basically you won't have a chance to make it late. You have to go when you become elite, more so like a window.
Yes, or Simone Biles, she's been doing this and she's been an elite gymnast since
Probably an
12,
infant.
13, literally like 12, 13 years old. So that's why, and she's never stopped. She's never dropped back. So she just keeps on progressing and keeps on doing what she's doing. She's like 24 now, still doing the same skills. So it's
Right.
like she never took a break off of it. So
I guess from what you're saying, it's so physically demanding.
yes.
Because 3 hours of practice, 35 hours a week. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Yes.
And then, I mean, you're practicing and only playing or competing in a fraction of the time.
Yes.
That gotta be tough. Y'all, hey, hats off to y'all, man. Golly. That's legit. That's legit. All right, so when did you decide you wanted to go to college?
I decided my 8th grade year, and that was my level 9 season. I went to a couple showcases, got a little bit of interest from some coaches. So
There you
I was
go.
like, okay, like
A little big head, a little bit.
maybe I should do that. So I just kind of that was the goal from there on out. Like that's what I wanted to do.
When did you commit then?
I committed my junior year, but it took me a while. They started recruiting me. OU started recruiting me from 9th grade. So I was like, I really didn't want to stay here. I mean, I've been here my whole life. I didn't want to stay. Wanted to go to LSU.
Yeah. Is there a Tulsa OU like rivalry or anything? Like I was
No,
okay, because
yeah.
maybe y'all like, nah, forget OU. You know what I'm saying?
Both my parents went to OSU. So they were kind of like, I don't want you to go there.
They were like,
Oh,
you are banned, banished.
But they kind of came to the conclusion that, well, you know, OSU doesn't have gymnastics, so I'll let you go to OU.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
But I'm not gonna wear crimson. That's what they keep.
That's what they
telling me.
keep
I'm not
saying.
wearing crimson.
Hey, look at that hoodie though. That's black.
Yeah, you did it right.
That's a dope hoodie. Tell her, Ma, that's a dope hoodie. She got any OU gear?
No, but she keeps asking me, Sheridan, when are you gonna give me your shoes? Like, oh, cause we.
Hold
get-
on, the
we
shoes
get a
don't come
lot
without
of-
the hoodie.
Yeah.
I know we Jordan brand. Hey, Ma,
Yes.
the shoes match the hoodie.
Yes, mother.
Nah, that's fire. So then OU recruited you in freshman year. Did they offer then too, or did they wait to offer? That's what we hear.
So I'm actually a walk-on.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Yes. So.
That's even better. Talk your talk. Talk to me.
Yes. So they had already gave out all their scholarships. So I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to go here. Like, I need to find some money because
Right.
ultimately, like, that's what I want to do. And so I talked to a couple other schools. They were smaller schools. Didn't really have the kind of atmosphere that I wanted. Didn't have the mentality that I was about.
Right.
So I came here. This was my first visit. She was like, I want you to come here first. So I came here and I was like, oh, I gotta be here.
Yeah.
I gotta be here. Championship mentality. Like,
Right.
everybody's great. Everyone.
Cream of the crop.
Yes. I said I have to be here. So I was like, okay, like, here we go.
So you turned down some of the smaller schools
Yeah.
to try your hand.
It's funny you say that because since I've been in Oklahoma, I've always known of their gymnastics team.
Yes.
So with you saying that, you didn't know that already, that they was bomb like
No,
that?
I knew that. It was just kind of like whenever I whenever I saw them on TV, I'm a very fun person in the gym. It didn't really seem like that was what it was. I didn't really see, it was super serious. I didn't really think that I would fit in a little bit, and it was just like,
Right.
I was like, I don't know, but I've been surprised and like definitely like found myself and.
I love it. Love it when people bet on themselves because it's a muscle. You know, betting on yourself is a muscle that a lot of people don't exercise, right? And so you getting to do it at such a young age is, you know, not forget gymnastics, but forget sports, right? Being able to bet on yourself at such a young age is so crucial to when we all put the basketball down, the football down. You know, we get off the bar where we got a perfect 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that is dope. That just gave us a whole different twist to this episode,
Yes.
and I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up. So then you chose to walk on, right? At that point, what were you feeling? Did you ever second guess it?
Oh yes, multiple times. I was like, well, like, what if I don't do what I am intended to do? Because, I mean, ultimately they recruited me based off my potential, based on what I could do for this program.
That's how they recruit in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, like, everybody was telling me around me, like, what if this happens? What if you don't feed into what they're saying? What if?
Right.
So I was like, okay, like, maybe this isn't the best decision for me. Like,
Right.
maybe this isn't right. Like, but I mean, I'm a firm believer. I was like, let me talk to God, like, because that's ultimately, this is His plan.
Right.
And He was like, you need to go there. And so I got there and completely changed, but that's a different story. We'll talk about that a little later.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then, I'm kind of not one to back off that, but you know, I'm like, okay. Well, let's see. Freshman year, you're wrapping it up now. What are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in sports journalism. Yes.
And why?
Because I want to be a sports commentator.
That is so dope to me. Yo.
Yes.
Like, I don't think I've ever heard that.
Yes.
Any specific sport?
Any sport.
Any sport. She wanna go behind the hockey court in her mint coat. You know what I'm saying? Just that's fire. So that means you got to watch a bunch of different sports in order to, you know, commentate them sports.
Yes.
So you don't be watching pickleball.
Oh. No. I do watch bowling. I watch
Bowling.
car racing. I love car racing.
You watch NASCAR?
Oh yes. I watch a lot of different sports, a lot of different things.
Horse racing.
Football, like volleyball, a lot of different things. So.
You ever catch yourself commentating at home?
No.
Oh, come on now. You ain't ready.
Yeah.
So it's funny you said that. Ask my wife, ask Ray. So I was at the house, I was watching basketball, and I was like, and he shoots it and he bricks. He gets the rebound, kicks it up, and she was like, is there something I need to know about? Are you practicing for something? Because I'll be trying a bunch of different crap. And so she was like, what you got up your sleeve? I was like, I'm just trying to see if I can do it.
This is my another niche.
Hey, I might got another skill I need to see. So it's funny you said that.
So I never got to ask, because you were saying like your club team wasn't there at that time. So now that you made it to OU, I'm sure you brought some attention to that team. How they doing now?
They're doing pretty good. They kind of moved away from the competitive scene a little bit because a lot of my teammates were a lot younger than me, and I said that I was a level 10. I think the next level was level 7. So they kind of stepped back from the competitive team, and they're doing something else. They're doing it. They're really big on faith, and I think that's our mission. So whenever I came, it was kind of putting gymnastics and faith together. Okay. And now they're kind of focusing a lot on faith and like growing the kids more a little bit like in their faith and
that's dope.
Moving away from the gymnastics aspect of it. So
that's dope.
Like all said and done, you're gonna have to bring that competitiveness
yeah.
Sheridan Ramsey Academy.
There you go.
Now, I'm buying what you're selling, right? But let me tell you something. If another Sheridan Ramsey walks in that thing, right? They gon' cater to it. They ain't got no choice.
Yes.
Because that young person is gonna walk away and go somewhere else. and that's one less person that they get to influence. So I just think somebody's got to go back there and give back and find the next Sheridan Ramsey, okay? Because if that club was around a lot longer, we probably ain't sitting here right now, and that's okay. That's okay. So with all your commitments, I want to touch on this. With all your commitments through gymnastics, how was it juggling school and in high school?
So in gymnastics, you kind of learn how to be dedicated. You kind of learn how to time manage. So I kind of had those skills in my back pocket. So I used those to advantage because I would go to gym from 4 to 8. Well, I would go to school from 8 to 3:30, go to gym from 4 to 8, then go home, do homework, do the same thing. So it kind of built this schedule in my head, and I'm very schedule oriented.
Let's go.
So it kind of worked out in my favor. Like, I didn't really struggle in school. I kind of excelled almost. So yeah.
Most people would have. I would have struggled. Let me just keep it a buck. Talk about myself.
I did.
Me too, Craig. Me too.
Definitely, like, some days I'd be like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't feel like doing this. But I mean,
it's okay to have them kind of days every now and then, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You care to share your GPA, what you had in high school?
What I had in high school, my senior year, I had a 4.0 both semesters.
Sheesh.
And then I think my lowest was my first semester, junior year, was 3.4. So
You dropped the ball. I'm disgraced. Nah. I'm just playing. That is awesome. To get a 4.0 and do everything you was doing, even if it was once. Highest I got in high school was a 3.0. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't care. I'm proud of myself. All right, so tell me, do you have a message for any aspiring gymnasts out there?
yes, I would just say trust the process. You got to stay positive. You got to listen to your coaches a lot, because I know you guys can get into your heads, and because I've been there. And so just trust the process. Stay positive. So yeah.
Any, do you recommend people switching gyms? Does that happen a lot? Would that be the equivalent of changing teams if you switch the gym?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would just say if the environment isn't really what you expected, or it's not really fulfilling what you want to do, then I would say leave. Because, I mean, nobody else is going to help you get to your goal except for you. So if you don't take control of that, it's not going to help you.
It is an individual sport.
Yes.
So can't take it on a team mentality. I mean, how many gymnasts, I guess, work out together in practice? Or is it just one-on-one?
So in club, it's a little bit different than college. In club, they kind of, at my gym, they kind of had us, like, the optionals, which is levels 6 through 10. They had us all together because there was I think it was only 10 of us. So they had us like that. And then in college, it's actually a team sport. So that I really like that a little bit more. Everybody's the same. Everybody's doing the same thing. Like, it's kind of more of a team sport, but everybody expects you to do what you need to do. So,
Exactly.
So yeah.
No, that's fire. That's fire. All right, Twan, we got to get her Sheridan Ramsey.
We do.
Your name flows really well, Sheridan Ramsey. Like,
For y'all watching the show, y'all watch out for Sheridan Ramsey, y'all. Y'all watch out for her. She's still fresh on the scene, y'all.
here we go. You're not out of practice. I know you're not out of practice. There you go. Hey, yo. Fire. It even sounded fire. Dope. Here we go. Man, we appreciate you guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as we drop gems that we picked up in these gyms.
And on the mat.
And on the mat. My daughter's too late to the game. She turns 5 in September. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Yeah. this ice in my veins, it sunk the Titanic. Lockdown defense kept me out the center for detention. Divine intervention passes over to my center. Alleyways are the alley-oops. Some got no looks and passed away when somebody shoot. Back in court duo, but nobody hoops. The wrists follow through in the cuffs, got a loop. Pick a book up, picked up and get booked. It's just you and I, out running suicides. Me, I was out running suicide. Boy, I'm going in, dropping gems that I picked up in these gyms. I can't slack, I've been down and back. I'm just trying to share a few tales from this thing called life. Count my assists, man, I swear that basketball really saved my life. Yeah, yeah. I swear it saved my life. Let's